Welcome back to the show. This is Majority Caucus live on your multi-TV. With me in the studio is Dr. Percy and Benjamin Achina Brentu. They've been helping me to dissect the topic corruption in our politics under the Fourth Republic. Dr. Percy.
Yes, I want
quickly, if you want to wrap up.
Yes, so I was saying that, fundamentally, if you're truly interested in uprooting the canker, then we must pay a lot of attention to how parties finance and maintain themselves.
Okay.
Because fundamentally, that to me is what lies at the root of this problem.
You mean funding of political parties' activities?
Precisely.
Okay.
And so that we move beyond this issue when parties attack each other when they're out of power, okay, so that they can get their hands on the till, okay, and then when they are in the saddle, then the attitude changes. And I'm saying this thing in particular reference to the sad spectacle we saw with President Kufuor.
Okay.
Said in '99 that, look, I'll have a policy of zero tolerance for corruption. In fact, when he became when he was campaigning, he said so as well. When he became president, he announced in Parliament that there'll be zero tolerance for corruption. 2001, that's what he said. 2002, he says that all allegations of corruption are rumors.
Yes, you need to produce evidence.
Okay. Then 2003, he says corruption has been with us since Adam. And Ghana is not the only country. Okay. And then he says that 2004, charges of corruption are only perceptions. They're in people's heads.
They're not real.
Okay. 2005, he says, if you have any evidence of corruption, bring it to the castle. Subsequently, he says that if you have any evidence of corruption, take it to the police. Okay. Now, certainly, this does not show any commitment to the issue. Okay. But I'm saying that if we want to go beyond this business of parties out of power attacking each other and address the real roots, which is how parties finance and maintain themselves.
Okay.
And that's really the core issue.
Thank you very much, Dr. Percy, for that interesting perspective. Benjamin.
Yeah, Ali.
At the IEA, Akufo-Addo, as part of his policy proposals to deal with corruption, is that he is not corrupt, and that he would demand the same from his colleagues.
Yeah.
And also at KNUS2, I don't know if you listened to that presentation, he emphasized on that point. He is incorruptible, and he would demand same from the people around him or his government should he win the December 7th election. Can you vouch for this statement? Is this statement trustworthy?
Again, like I told you initially, the evidence must be put to bear so that the Ghanaian public will make the judgment. And I will just read specific what he said in Kumasi.
Okay.
He says, ladies and gentlemen, it is my belief that the fight against corruption must start with an incorruptible president. I can assure you in all humility that I am not and have never been and will never be corrupt. To you, these are his words. I can assure you that as your president, I will not condone corruption in my government.
This is the IEA?
No, the
KNUS?
Yes.
Okay.
I will bring to the table and to the office of the president of this great country an unblemished track record of personal integrity and fortitude. I think Nana went too far. He went too far about I'm not corrupt, I've never been corrupt. I agree with him that to fight corruption you need a leader with a personal integrity. But the way he stretched it, it's almost like what Kufuor said, that he stands for zero tolerance for corruption.
I mean, there's no
it
difference.
appears to me that when the MPP wants power, they get these platitudes quite handy. Look, in the year 2007, when the sale of Vodafone was on the table, many people protested against the sale, but that is not the point. The point here is that and Mr. Apiofori, PC Apiofori, Paul Collins Apiofori, came to tell the whole world that the new Patriotic Party members of Parliament were paid $5,000 each before they voted on the deal. This is it. Okay. This is the Ghanaian Times report on the subject. Okay. Now, at the time, Nana Addo was a member of Parliament on the side of the MPP. Now, we are not told whether he was in part. Now, assuming he was not even part, that's for the sake of argument, it is instituted that the whole MPP government on the majority side were paid $5,000 by Kojo Mpienim. They mentioned the then chief of staff. Now, what has Nana Addo as a person done about this issue? Did they investigate it as a government? They did not investigate it. And as we speak, Mr. Apiofori is still alive and he maintains his issue. I am calling on the Economic and Organized Crime Office to step into this issue, because crime does not die, and make sure that they invite Nana Addo, invite PC Apiofori, and invite the MPP leadership to respond. And this is directly, and it faults his own claim that he's never been corrupt, and that he can make sure that his leaders does not do that. Again, Mr. Benefson, if you go to my Joy Online of, I think August 5th, 2011, a recent one, Benefson, Gabi offered me $20,000 to influence my pool. Benefson. Benefson is a senior journalist in this country, an editor of repute, a known pollster. What he's saying is that during the 2008 elections, Gabi Asare-Okyere-Darko, who works for Nana Addo, came to bribe him that he should come and tell the whole world that the MPP were losing the election, when in fact they were winning the election, when in fact they were losing it. Benefson have publicly defended this issue. As we speak, what is Nana Addo's position on this? Bribery allegation. In Parliament, he was receiving bribe. Out of Parliament, they are paying bribe. Gabi is still alive. I am calling on the Economic and Organized Crime Office to call Mr. Benefson, call Gabi Asare-Okyere-Darko, and call Nana Addo, because Gabi works for Nana Addo. And if this bribe went through, it was Nana Addo who would be the beneficiary. Absolutely. He was the candidate. Again, when Nana Addo was the Foreign Affairs Minister, according to the Auditor General's report of 2005, an amount of $1,466,396 could not be accounted for at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Which year was that?
2005. Indeed, in the same year, another amount of $1,678,400 sorry, in fact, the amount I have here is 1 billion. It took me back. The amount I have here is $1,678,443,900 could not be traced. Again, from
You're sure it's not a typo?
Of course. But you just go in there. You just go in there and find it. Now, in the same year, I'm talking about 2007, an amount of £31,836,354 again could not be located in the Foreign Affairs Ministry. And on and on and on and on. Of course, he was the minister in charge. The MPP have stretched the definition of corruption, even to the point that when your brother is indebted to a bank and he has not paid it, it means the president himself is corrupt. When you want to build houses for security agencies and you are not able to build it, it amounts to corruption. When you purchase something, be it an aircraft, and the cost of the aircraft, in my view, is expensive, it amounts to corruption. I will not stretch it. This is a specific issue. $20,000 bribe for polls. Benefson is alive. $5,000 bribes before passing Vodafone, the Ghanaian Times. They are all alive. Auditor General's report is there, 2005-2007. Nana Addo as Foreign Affairs Minister. As for the issue about EO Group and Cosmos deals, EO groups and Cosmos deal. We'll find another time to discuss it. But Ali, there's one significant point we are not making. That when Nana Addo was Foreign Affairs Minister, the issue of drugs became such a serious matter that this is what the U.S. Embassy have to say about the state of affairs concerning the subject.
And how is the drug issue related to corruption?
Wow. How is drug issues related to corruption? Of course, the substance in itself is illegal.
Indeed.
People who trade in it do so undercover. And when they do so, and young people who are not supposed to get access to it, it destroys them. When drug money comes into the country and it is used to finance politics, you get puppets as our leaders.
It corrupts everything.
In fact, it is such a huge issue.
Actually, worse
so
than
if
the
you
ordinary
are
corruption
the Foreign Affairs Minister, and under your tenure, a foreign embassy like the U.S., let me just read excerpt of what the U.S. Embassy said about it. It says that recent discussion with Ghanaian officials and Western diplomats paint a disappointing picture of the Ghanaian government effort to combat its increasing problem with illegal narcotic trafficking. Several government of Ghana officials and others question whether Ghana's leadership appreciate the magnitude of the problem and whether they have the will or the resources to address the problem. The Narcotic Control Board appears to have little clear direction or initiative, and one NACOP official told us he suspects some drug barons have penetrated NACOP. He was the Foreign Affairs Minister. He is saying that under his leadership, issues of corruption will not get away. Now, during the run-up to the 2008 elections, the U.S. Embassy decided to profile all the candidates. The U.S. Embassy directly accused Nana. I'm not talking about what people said about him, what people have said about Kwesi Pratt or Kwesi Enim. No. The U.S. Embassy said that he's a womanizer. But that is not what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
What they said succinctly was that he's an occasional marijuana smoker. So this is a direct accusation against him. Nana Addo has not demanded an apology from the U.S. Embassy for libeling him if their claims are false. Nana Addo has not decided to protest officially to the U.S. Embassy, assuming you cannot sue them because they have immunity. They have not done that. So Nana Addo cannot, based on all of these issues, tell anybody that he is not corrupt. Look at it, has never been corrupt. In fact, he talks about the future, will never be corrupt. But these are all public issues. I won't sit here and malign Nana unnecessarily. But you see, Dr. Percy made a point about the fact that political parties complain about corruption only when they are in opposition. Doc, that's the more reason why you need legislation that are enough to deal with the issue. Because then it is out of the politicians' hands.
We'll deal with the issue of legislation
to implement it. So you look at the proposals from both ends and how it is done.
I'll give you the time
beyond
to
that,
expatiate on the legislative aspect of
to the
dealing with
political
corruption.
leadership.
I'll be right back after this. Stay tuned in. Don't go away.